Dzień dobry. Assalamu alaikum. Ciao. Privet. Bonjour. Hola. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is Ken at 10. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. Here in Norbury in southwest London, the weather is beautiful. Lovely, fluffy cloud day. Not really hot, but just a nice kind of spring day, you know? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. A few things today. First of all, lots of new instructions this week. Really excited about that, and really good to see we did the 1, 2, 3 on Rightmove. You see my earlier post on Facebook. One for the most views on our properties. That's really great news. That means that locally, if you're on with us, you'll be getting more eyeballs on your property via Rightmove than any other competing agent, and that's fantastic for our clients. And we're very proud to see that that's happened. So apart from that, a few things I noticed in the paper today. Boris's new scheme, you know, he's talking about this right to buy. A lot of people are saying it's fairly desperate, and I would agree. Somebody referred to him today as a greased pig, the way he's going to try and wriggle out of this situation. Now, I don't think there's any going back this time. I think there will be a change of Prime Minister at some point very soon. We'll see. But in the meantime, he's got this plan of the right to buy. The idea is that people that are currently renting via housing associations and councils will have the right to buy the property. Well, the last time Margaret Thatcher did that, it provoked a massive boom in housing. And actually, I thought it was a good thing that time around to get people that didn't have the opportunity to buy onto the property ladder, because it motivated them to get up and do something and then improve those properties and then move on, and started a whole new kind of housing ethos here in the UK. But the mistake that they made was they didn't take that money and invest it into further housing stock. And that, I think, must happen. If you're going to take homes and sell them back to people at a discounted price, you must use that money to build new homes. Otherwise, you're just exacerbating the housing crisis. There's already nowhere to rent, let alone anywhere to buy. So, you know, the rental statistics are quite shocking, aren't they? I mentioned this yesterday, but really, to lose 50% of the rental stock over the last couple of years is just unbelievable. And it's coming through in the numbers in terms of when people are looking to rent, prices are so much higher. Football, Germany, England tonight. Don't forget, tune in. We're all excited. Can England do it? Well, after the last performance, I doubt it, but I hope so. I hope we're going to see something a little bit different, because it was disappointing, wasn't it? It really was. And then Ukraine, Wales, you can't help thinking on form, you know, you'd bet on Wales over us, wouldn't you? The way it felt. That's the way it felt. But what was great about the Wales-Ukraine game was after the game, the way the Welsh team went over and applauded the Ukrainian fans. That was just a very special moment. And that, for me, is what sport should really be about. Just fantastic to see that, the support for the Ukrainians. So apart from that, we have a busy day today on valuations, I'm pleased to say. Lots of new things to go and see, lots of new instructions which are coming up, which is also exciting, and generally a fairly busy day on the sales side. On the letting side, very short of stock. This seems to be a continuing theme, and this is pushing prices dramatically. So rents are up, sales are up, and is there any end in sight? It's weird, isn't it? Because it seems counterintuitive. On the one hand, we've got that. On the other hand, the economy seems to be going a mess. The Prime Minister doesn't know what he's doing, and is getting a vote of no confidence, which almost toppled him, if not quite. But it will lead to his demise, I think. I don't think you can get that close to being kicked out and not end up on your butt, so to speak. But we'll see. But yeah, it seems counterintuitive that we've got all these problems ahead, and yet here we are with the housing market going nuts. And of course, it comes down to the fact that the housing market, as much as confidence is involved in this, the other thing that's involved is supply and demand. And at the moment, the demand is high as London's opened back up, particularly lots of people looking to rent properties because they are now commuting into the city. There was much vented about everybody working from home and the Zoom commuters, and no one would ever go back to London. Well, that's proven untrue. People do want people working back in London, and it's starting to happen. We're seeing the exodus back into town, and with that, the demand for property for rental really is unprecedented. I honestly haven't seen anything like it in 30 years of renting property. It's extraordinary, to the extent that literally landlords are being more and more picky because they can't afford to be so, sometimes unreasonably so, to be frank. But there are lots of people out there. Some landlords are being more picky about whether they want children. Certainly pets are a problem for many. So yeah, difficult times if you're renting property right now. I know it's tough out there, but will there be an end to it? I can't see it. Just can't see it, because I don't see the supply drastically changing unless the government legislates. But the government's got to do the exact reverse of what they're doing. They have to incentivize people to want to own property in order to rent it out, because they don't have the funds or resources to build enough property to rent out. And they talk about the build to rent sector taking over. There's just not enough people there. There really isn't. The build to rent sector is professionalizing the whole side of lettings and management. The idea is big PLCs come along, big companies, and they swallow up lots of property and they provide the facilities that young professionals require. That's great, but not everybody's a young professional that can afford the higher rents that those properties command. And therefore, the rest of the market is mostly in the private hands of the smaller landlord. And the smaller landlord has really been given a beating over the last few years by the government. And they really do need to change their attitude towards the small landlord if they want the UK rental market to thrive. Because at the moment, it's on its knees. Something needs to be done. Apart from that, I'm on holiday tomorrow. So no Ken at 10 from tomorrow onwards. Really looking forward to getting away just for a week. And hope you have a great week. I'll be back sometime next week, actually, about next Wednesday, with another Ken at 10. Until then, stay safe and well. Look after yourselves. And if you can, your family and friends. Ciao.